everybody. Hello. I don't have a microphone, so I will speak as loudly as I can. My name is Dr. Marie Juriat Beamish, and I am introducing the program today. And you'll see a message from me. It's now, I think, at least 10 years that we've been doing this right in this gallery. And as you can see, people love to come to the gallery. And please take note as you go out, there's a program called The Real Deal. And that is the new show that you see right here. You're the first ones to see it today. And on Friday, there will be a reception. So please take one of these. It's on the counter as you go. And also, I'm going to show you about Rhapsody in Blue in case you have not seen this. This is a major gala performance and event that we are having here at the St. Mary's Pittenger Center on Friday, March 28th. And it's going to be an extraordinary festival of wonderful performing artists from around the region here. Many of them are recipients of the Marty's Awards and coming back to share their talents with all of you and provide an incredible evening. And Chef's Table is catering the event. It's going to be spectacular. So if you do not have your tickets yet, grab one of these. They will be right there as you exit the building. So it is with great honor that I am presenting Tom Servinsky to you. Some of you may know that we have a concert series of our own called the Juriat Musicals at our house. It's been going on for over 20 years. And of course, Tom is an integral part of that because we have many pianos at our house that need to be tuned and serviced on a regular basis because my daughter is Lindsay Gerritsen, who is performing at the Lyric tonight. And then coincidentally, she is the one performing Rhapsody in Blue on this program that caps off the evening of incredible entertainment. And guess who is going to be playing the famous clarinet solo to open Rhapsody in Blue? None other than Tom Servinsky. So it'll be a real incredible event of people gathering together and supporting the arts at this critical time for the arts in our world. We really need the arts. Just look at the incredible beauty around you. And then you hear the music and everything comes to life. And that's what we will be doing for this event. And you can also take note on the website of martinarts.org. Tomorrow, I believe it is, that the silent auction will begin. And we have incredible auction items. So take a look on the web for martinarts.org. So now, you have a program here that is just a glint, just a little bit of the life and career of Tom Servinsky. Really, it could occupy about 5 or 6 pages. So it's condensed down to this, and I think you get the idea really, really fast. So he is one of our great artists and award recipients of Marty's Awards for all of his lifelong commitment in the arts. And now he is going to share his talents and love for jazz piano, because when he comes to tune your piano, you're going to hear him play. So if you haven't had your piano tuned recently, you'll also get a little concert bonus. So, and of course he tuned the piano, which was in great need of tuning. So let's all welcome Tom Servinsky for this evening of jazz.
Marie gets a kickback every time she says that. So, I'm not going to talk much at the beginning. We're just going to play some good music. But in honor of all the traffic out there, let's start with Route 66. So a lot of these tunes you're going to find came from an era from 1920 to 1962 today. Most of them actually came from a very small 15-year span where really the majority of the American songbook really came to light. And there was just a ton of good stuff written. All of Me was written by, anyone know this one? I didn't know this. Gerald Marx and Seymour Siemens, 1931. Route 66, anyone want to take a guess on that one? Bobby Troup, remember that name? Yeah, so that goes back to 1946. Who recorded that first? Earlier?
Oh.
Had a daughter who was really good too?
Oh.
Nat King Cole.
Wow.
So Nat King Cole made that big, and then All of Me, and then that's been recorded by just about everyone. So now we're going to get into jazz. You know, it's interesting when you say jazz, it's a broad term covering a lot of different styles. Just like when we say, well, there's classical music. Well, within the classical music, there's Bach, there's Mozart, there's Brahms, there's Beethoven, Stravinsky, Copland, Prokofiev, Shostakovich. I mean, the whole gamut gets lumped into this one thing, but they all have different styles. So what I'm going to do today is I'm going to try to show you a lot of different styles. So the All of Me, that's what goes back to the Tin Pan Alley style with the stride bass and something you'd see Art Tatum do all the time and so forth. It's a very advanced technique to learn. So now we're going to move into some very obscure chord changes. And how many of you know Bill Evans? Do you know that name? Okay, so Bill Evans was basically in the jazz world. He changed the whole landscape as to how everything was harmonized. And there were certain ways that all the jazz musicians harmonized, and that kind of took foot for many years. But when Bill Evans came on, he saw it differently. I liken it to him to what Ravel and Debussy did classical music. They changed the voicing, it changed the whole transparency of the whole thing, and it added this breathiness. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do 3 tunes in the Bill Evans style. I took his transcriptions and then kind of arranged it with my own style. But what you're going to notice with the Bill Evans style is there's always a note lingering. And he keeps it very clear, very open, and then you always hear a note that's just kind of lingering. And it's kind of like an anticipation type of thing. So we're going to do 3 of them. My Foolish Heart, Elfie, Back Rack, and then I Will Say Goodbye. So. So now it's, of course, this is past the American Songbook age, but Burt Bacharach really wrote very difficult songs. He's one composer you cannot fake it because the chord changes are so obscure. You really have to know where you're going, otherwise you cannot fake it. And I fell in love with this piece, of course, when Dionne Warwick, remember when she recorded that in the early 70s, and it was really a big hit. And Elfie was from the movie Elfie, a British, Michael Caine, I believe, started. In the style of Bill Evans. Sorry about the piano tuning. These weather changes. I came the other day to check the piano. It was all over the place. I tuned it the other day, and then we had another weather change. So there's some discrepancies, but oh well. obscure tune. It doesn't get a lot of airtime. Another one in the Bill Evans style playing. Sarah Vaughan made this very popular. Basically, it's "I Will Say Goodbye." It is the ultimate breakup song. All right, listen to these lyrics. This is Michel Legrand, by the way. I will say goodbye. I will walk away. I will speak the words you would heard me say. I will walk away. I will walk alone. I will not look back, for I turn to a new stone. More than just a farewell, more than just a goodbye. It would be as if we never met. You will never hear the words you would hear me say. You would have me say, you are not my love. You are not my love, oh, 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 my love. I will say goodbye. I will close the door. I will close my eyes, and I will love no more. Ooh, heavy. Heavy stuff. So that's, so anyhow, so Sarah Vaughan, when she did it, if you wanted to Google that, or Spotify, however you stream, listen to this. Now, Sarah Vaughan, I don't know if you know that singer, a range of 4.5 octaves. She could go down into the area where most men can sing comfortably. And then she can go into the ultra-high soprano range and everything in between with total control. When she sings a song, it's goosebumps. And you'll hear how the tune kind of unravels, but it's just haunting. I Will Say Goodbye in the Bill Evans style, Michel Legrand. Actually written in 1966. you don't hear often, but once you get it in your head, it's like, oh my gosh, this is really good. Did you like that style?
Yes.
Yeah. So it's that Bill Evans style, what we call the voicings. There's, well, for example, not to get too nerdy here, but if you could take if you took an F7 chord, it could sound like this. In the jazz world, they say, no, we're going to turn it upside down and we're going to make it sound like this. It has that gritty thing. But when there's a bass player underneath, it sounds like this. It sounds nice by itself. So the way things are voiced, so in the Bill Evans style, which you're going to hear a lot of this. If you did that in college for music theory, you'd get an F. So that's wrong. And the very same thing was happening early on with some of the classical composers. You know, the composers heard an idea, they wanted to kind of move the music in one direction. They say, nope, you can't do that. It's against the rules. And of course, these composers ended up kind of pushing the envelope, and eventually music started to develop and develop through the years. So, anyhow, I'm such a music nerd. All right, so, okay. So let's go on. Even though this isn't fall, but the leaves are falling. So autumn leaves. So autumn leaves is an interesting story because it was written as a poem. It was a love poem of a guy who was longing for his girlfriend, his wife, to come back, and she would always come back when the leaves fell. So he was longing for the falling leaves. And then that was written in French, and then Johnny Mercer got a hold of it, American songwriter and arranger, and he Americanized it and gave it an American word. So the falling leaves come by my windows. He's the one that kind of made it work in that direction. Well, then the jazz guys got a hold of it, and after that, all hell broke loose. So you hear it played as a ballad, you hear it as a up-tempo, you hear it as a bebop style. I'm going to give you a little bit of all those. So, written by Joseph Kozma. Well, the tuning is so bad. Sorry. remember who made this song famous? Autumn Leaves?
And he had the signature.
The falling leaves. Roger Williams. So I had the fortune, I got to work with Roger Williams for 20 years. I was his piano technician, so when he came to Florida, I got assigned to him, and so I got to know him really a lot, really well, and it was a lot of fun to hear him play. You know, he had more of a showboat style. Of course, he had the whole band behind him, and it became his signature opening number. It was a lot of fun. So we're going to keep going. By the way, we have to be out by 6:30.
No.
6:03, okay. I'm kind of jumping around here, I'm trying to fill the room here. All right, so let's go back. So let's go back to 1940. Composers Eric Masowitz and Manny Schwen came up with this great song. One of the few London composers that made it big. And the Nightingale sang on Berkeley Square.
Oh.
song famous?
Sinatra.
Before him. Before him.
Lincoln.
Lincoln, there you go. George Shearing was the pianist, and who was the Golden Frog? Who was the Golden Frog? The little guy, yeah.
Mel Torme.
Mel Torme. Probably, in my opinion, the most gifted singer of that whole genre of singers. He had such a very pure tonal quality to his singing, and he just carried it. And do you ever hear him do scat singing?
Yeah.
Marvelous, marvelous. Okay. How many saw the movie My Pal Joey? Or the musical?
Oh, yeah.
You remember that?
Yeah.
Now we're going way back. So now we're going back to 1940 again. Written by Rodgers and Hart. Bewitched. Who made that one famous? Who made that one famous? Anyone? Ella. Ella. She owned that. All right, so now, I'm not going to tell you what I'm going to play. But the hint is the song that after that song, you'll know who wrote it. And see who gets the star for the day. Obscure song, another sad song. Here are the lyrics for this one. It's about being alone, about being sad. Really sad. How sad is it to live alone, when passion's pain is all you've known? How sad to realize that you can't survive on a dream. There never can be, will never come true. So staying asleep is the best you can do. So beautiful isn't fair, too much for my poor heart to bear. It stops whenever you pass by, as if it turned to stone. How sad it is to live alone. Juicy lyrics. All right, now we're going to move 20 years ahead. We're going to get into the bossa nova. That's your hint. So think about all the bossa nova people that you know. Sad music. That's the irony of it all. It has a really nice lilt to it, kind of a nice groove. But when you hear the lyrics, it's like, ooh. Here we go. Picture the lyrics on that? They don't match. You would think it would be in this really dark minor key, yet it's this major key, and it sounds very refreshing. It sounds like, the sun's out and it's a walk on the beach. That composer wrote this song. And who wrote that now? Jobim. So I got to know the Jobim family really well. I got to tour with them. He had just died. He was 53. He died on the operating table. He had appendicitis. They gave him the wrong drug. He died. 53 years old. So 2 years after that, the the band got together and they said, okay, we have to resurrect this. And they came out with this new concept with the Jobim music. So I got to live with these guys for several months and see the inner workings on how the music is done. Absolutely amazing. Girl from Ipanema. And of course, we get to the one spot you have to go. Take care of the piano. So I was always in the background stuff. So my job was to take care of the piano, and then I always had to set up the percussion stuff. I'm not a percussionist. So I remember the first day I had to take a picture of it. The drummer does not use a drum kit. So this is what they call the earthy, true Brazilian way of doing percussion. The percussionist kneels. He has a carpet about 8 feet, and he has a toy bass drum. It's about that big. Sits this way. He has a drum case, an empty drum case that you would carry a tom-tom in. Empty. And he put a 3-inch phone book on top with brushes. And that's how they get that. And it's just. And then in his mouth, he would have a whole host of these bird whistles. So if you listen to a lot of the Jobim stuff, the real stuff, you hear the bird whistles in the back because it's very nature oriented. So anyhow, it was kind of fun to watch this guy in action on how he did his things. Okay, so we're on time. Okay, so we need to start wrapping this up. See if you guys picked this one up. This was a lot later. This is probably in the 70s. Almost, you got the last word. Pure Imagination, yeah. Anthony Newley. Beautiful song.
know the song. We're going to have to wrap up because we have to wrap up by 5:30.
So I got special permission to play this next song. We're a week early. The lyrics are Danny Boy, by the way. Oh, Danny Boy, the pipes are calling from glen to glen and down the mountainside. The summer's gone, all the roses falling. It's you, and must go, and I must abide. But come ye back when summer is in the meadow, or when the valleys hush and the white with snow. I will be there in sunshine or in the shadow. Oh, Danny Boy, I love you so. So, get a love song instead of the sad stuff. So, oh, Danny Boy, if you know the lyrics, sing along. Don't be a menace out in the road, please. Use your turn signal in the right lane, please. All right, thank you for coming.
What's it called again?